Hey guys, Dr. Jeff here from Newman Chiropractic, and a common question we get on a regular basis is, can I adjust myself without seeing a chiropractor? So this one is very particular in terms of the wording for me, right? So an adjustment for me is finding the restricted segments of the spine and mobilizing those, and sometimes you can hear a pop with that. What a lot of people mean when they bring up this question is, can I adjust myself at home? Meaning, what if I move around and something pops on its own? They associate that with an adjustment if they hear a pop in their back or in any sort of their joints. When in reality, what we want to do as chiropractors is find the specific area and mobilize those. So I don't feel like you can adjust yourself on your own, because what chiropractors do is we evaluate the spine and we find the one or few particular areas that are a little stuck. They aren't moving as well as they should. The rest of the spine is moving well, right? But we find those restricted segments. That's what our training is in, and that's what our experience is in. We find that restricted segment and we work on mobilizing that particular joint. Think of your knee. If you strain your knee and you aren't able to bend it up as much as you'd like to, then that joint is a little restricted. It's not moving as well as it should. So the goal would be to improve range of motion at that knee. All right, so we take that analogy and shrink it down. So you think of how long your spine is. You've got 24 different bones in there, and each of those have two joints on each side, the facet joints, right? So it's possible for those two joints, out of those 24 bones, it's possible for some of them to become stuck or restricted. And when that happens, those are the areas that we're trained to find, and those are the areas that we mobilize. Now, a lot of times, if we work on those areas, right, we improve range of motion, and patients will notice a little more popping or cracking over the next couple days or maybe even a week. And that is usually the body getting used to that new freedom of motion that hadn't been there in a while. So what tends to happen is when you have a restricted joint and you are popping and cracking, or as patients would say, adjusting yourself on your own, you are actually just over mobilizing or over moving the other joints of the spine. So like I keep saying, you've got a bunch of bones in the spine. And if some of them are restricted or not moving, it's very easy for the neighboring ones to start moving more. And when you start moving those more, they become more likely to pop on their own. So if you are someone that feels like you got to pop your neck a lot on your own, what that's an indicator of is that, hey, you should come in because there's probably a restricted joint in there and it's not moving as well as it should. And if you've got to continuously pop your neck, then that means that you yourself aren't actually mobilizing that restricted joint. That one spot is tight in there, and that needs a little nudge. That needs a little help getting mobile, not the remainder of it, not the stuff around it, and that's what you're mobilizing on your own. So we don't want to become what's called hypermobile and get these joints, these other ones, to make up for the lost motion of one particular joint. And that's why we, as chiropractors, focus on the spine and work on mobilizing those specific restricted areas. Now, we've got a lot of different ways we can do it. You can check it on our website. We can use hand adjustments, our activator adjustments, dry needling, Graston tools. We can use it all to just get motion in those one particular segments or few particular segments that are restricted. And you should have less feeling or need to pop or adjust on your own. Okay, I hope you like this one. We'll see you soon.